and teach you how to be a better Scrum Master, how to get to that first job, how to excel in that first job. And today, we're doing something I'm not really comfortable with, but I do it anyway because I feel like we all need to know that all of us come from somewhere. And I'm going to give you my story and tell you a little bit more about myself. Um, Doing this one because I feel like my life has been a culmination of shortcomings that are really molded into success. And I think all of us kind of resonate with that in our own lives. Nothing is ever perfect. We just make things the best that we can do and make them the best that we can as we go along this road of being whatever it is that we want to be. And for me, Scrum was not my first choice of job, but I fell into it or it discovered itself upon me. And when I tell you, it has been the most beneficial thing I could have ever done for myself. It's been the most fulfilling job I've ever had. Um, and yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. It's been absolutely amazing. So I want to tell you a little bit about me. As y'all know, I am from New Orleans, Louisiana. I am a Katrina product. I am a graduate of Bonneville High School in Kenner, Louisiana. And yeah, coming out of high school, I graduated top 15 in my class, got a scholarship to go to UL Lafayette, where I wanted to do civil engineering and I wanted to build bridges and build houses and build buildings and structures. And I always had a fascination with how to break things down and how to build things and how people come up with these amazing structures and have so much to do with things, even as simple as parking lots and different things like that to help us all every day. And I flunked out. I flunked out. Your boy was partying. Your boy was getting a little bit too lit too often. Wasn't something I did in high school, but when I got to college, baby, your boy was going crazy. Um, Lost my scholarship. So instead of having my parents kind of come out of pocket for it all, I decided to transfer, get my credits together, do some online classes, do some summer classes, and I got the opportunity to attend the illustrious. And anybody that went to HBCU know everybody's school is called the illustrious, whatever it is. We all gonna say that in front of each other. But I personally went to the illustrious Lane College in a small town called Jackson, Tennessee, where I majored in computer science, and I really got the opportunity to take advantage and take hold and buy into my own education. Um, there at Lane, I played football, I did track and field, and I also started our computer science club, which wasn't a thing before I got there. And we usually did that so that we can help each other not only get scholarships, but also get some internship opportunities, get an understanding of computer science at a broader scale and a broader spectrum, and bring some more knowledge to the school, help out our professors in that way as well. Well, when I left out of school and when I graduated school, I tried to get internships, I've tried to get jobs, and I truly fell on my face. Mostly because a lot of the schools did not know what my school was. It was kind of small. They didn't trust it. At the time, I felt like it was like, a lot of times people that look like me don't get a lot of opportunities to be able to show what they know and show how great they can be. So that was always one of the obstacles that hit me when I first got out of college. So I also found out that I was expecting a child as well. So I had some urgency about what I had to do. Um, so I decided to go home and teach because there was always going to be a teaching job. So I went home and I taught. And that was the most eye-opening thing. And it truly taught me how to understand people, whether it be adults or whether it be hormonal, agitated 10 to 13-year-olds in middle school. Um, if you're a teacher out there, you understand that people try to run away from middle school. They do not want any parts of it. And me, I ran straight to it because I knew no better. So I was in middle school and I taught math in middle school. Lovely thing about math, It's the only subject where the parents will tell you straight off the bat that they will not help their child whatsoever. Mr. Hill, I hate math too, so I don't know what to tell you. And I was like, well, thank you, appreciate that. Um, so yeah, it was a wonderful time. It was a lot of bumping heads. It was a lot of trial and error, man, and it was definitely the thing that I absolutely needed because I learned how to make people who hated math enjoy it enough to excel, or at least understand it enough to excel. And it took a lot of trial and error. Um, Especially with teaching, you have to worry about classroom management as well to get people to get to the point where they can sit down and settle in and really be engaged the whole time with what you have to say and what you're teaching them. So that was a struggle in itself as well. So how I helped myself with that was I coached sports. So with teaching and coaching, I really got a big wide understanding of how to make people buy in, how to make people who don't understand the concept understand it to the point where they can excel at it, and I got the even better thing of making people want to run through a wall for you or for anybody, or how to really be a leader, how to be someone that people look up to, and how to be a true coach and someone that can be there to supply and show kids how to be the full person and watching them grow and watching them excel and watching them really lean in, and you can see the aha moments in their eyes. And I really ate that up. So definitely did that for some time. um it wasn't really working out financially. As we know, we don't pay teachers a much enough in this country, and I think that needs to definitely change. But that was something that happened to me, and I got an opportunity to work as a software developer at a plant. I took it. I went into it. I did not like it. I have a computer science degree, but I'm not one to sit in a cubicle all day and type, code, not have any interaction with people. My favorite time at that plant was going out and getting people's thoughts, getting people's requirements for different things that they needed, and really understanding what they need to be successful, and being able to go back to my office and figure out a way to bring that to them and bring that value back to them. I absolutely enjoyed that. Let's just say that that plant job didn't last long, and I went right back to teaching, partly because I missed those kids, which I never thought I would say or do, but I did, and I went back to teaching. And teaching for a couple of years, getting back to the things I loved about teaching and getting back to having kids understand and know and learn and getting those aha moments again. And then the pandemic happened, right? So before the pandemic, I definitely used, and because of my experience at the plant, I got a little bit of whiff of what agile methodologies were. And I looked into it a little bit more and I utilized agile methodologies and the way that they allow people to really buy in to things to leverage for my own classroom management when I got back to the school. So I would do things that I would already do, but now I kind of understand the why of it, but just like asking them to have a little bit more input. How can they understand what's going on? Hey, these are the things that we have to get done. What do y'all want to do first? What do y'all want to pick first? And as I was doing that, I got a lot more buy-in with my classroom, with my students. A lot of my problem kids didn't become a problem anymore pretty quickly. I learned that they just want a little bit more input. If they said they didn't want this on their test, I would try a test and take it out, see how they did. Sometimes I let my kids choose their entire test, and that worked out well too. So a lot of trial and error with that in that coaching system and teaching, and then the pandemic hit. So in the pandemic, it led me to look into Scrum a little bit more as a profession, and I took my last $500. Really, it was $499 because I got it on sale, and I took a CSM class. When I got in that CSM class, I told myself two things. I was going to go in and I was going to be as much of myself as I possibly can. I'm going to be as active as I possibly can, and I'm going to get the most from this thing. And when I tell you, my brain exploded when I got in there because I was already doing all the things that Scrum Masters do, but in a school setting. So now I'm like, oh, well, now I'm equipped with all this knowledge about how do teams are supposed to work in the agile system, and how what a product owner is, and how to take work, and the team gets to pick work, and it made so much sense. Let's talk about the work that we did over the last 2 weeks, and then let's make some changes and make adjustments for the next sprint based on what we learned from last sprint. And I was like, yeah, I could do this job. I think I'll be pretty badass at this job. So then, of course, like anyone eager and knowing that they can do a job, I just take my resume and I throw it out there. And when I tell y'all the no's that started raining and no, 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 no after no after no after no. School comes back, school is in session again. We come back in the building. And when I tell you I was so drained at school, I would be on LinkedIn pressing quick, 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 quick. Quick apply, quick apply, quick apply, quick apply, over and over and over again. And I got over 100 and hundreds and hundreds of no's, actually. I think, yeah, I got a whole bunch of no's. I got a couple of interviews, and then they told me no in the interviews. Um, one interview I was very grateful for. The interviewer told me, and this is kind of one of the mantras that I have now. She said, I really love your resume. Don't change anything about it. Mind you, I had all teaching things on that resume. Don't change anything about it. What you do as a teacher is more than enough to get you as a scrum master. And from what I've seen and from the clients I've had, what you're doing as a teacher is more than enough for you to excel as a scrum master. I don't know if the people that I'm working with will go on you, but I know someone will take a chance on you and they will be very grateful and you know, and will see value out of that. And that stuck with me because now I don't have to go back and change my resume. So I just was diligent and I kept putting out my resume as it was, throwing out there. And I ended up getting a call from a company in Oklahoma that I did not even remember applying to. And that's why I tell my students now, sometimes you have to be ready to meet the opportunity where it is because you know that there's something bigger for you going down the road. So I had the opportunity to go to Oklahoma from New Orleans, and I can tell you all the things I did in the interview process. If you're one of my students, I definitely go into that in depth. So if you want to know, jump on a call with me and ask. But let's just say I was very tired and bold at the moment, and I had nothing to lose. So I jumped at it, and especially at making a teacher salary, whatever they would have offered me would be probably 2x whatever I was making easily. So that was a no-brainer for me. And I said, well, I'm going to take this leap and go to Oklahoma. Mind you, I just took a leap and went to the plant and that failed. So I had to take a leap on myself again and go to Oklahoma. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make myself right. And it was probably the best thing I could have done for myself. I was able to go to this place of work where I met so many amazing, amazing Scrum Masters. They had a group of Scrum Masters at the time when I got there. It had to have been around 15 to 20 Scrum Masters. By the time I left, it was about 40 of us. And when I tell you, it was the best collective of like-minded people that were all doing Scrum, that all helped each other out, that would sit here, we would have lunch together, we would talk together, we would talk about different things that's going on with our teams. How did you do this? How did you handle this? How did you get this result out of these people, and how did these people really receive what you did? What did you do with your retro? How did things go? It was definitely one of those really collaborative environments, and I had a lot of fun being there with them, and I learned a lot from them. So from there, I wanted to get a more flexible job that would allow me to be around my kids more often and allow me to be more present and come back home to New Orleans. And as I was doing my job at Paycom, I started Scrum Buddies on Clubhouse to give people and to help people understand more about Scrum that were probably interested in it and didn't know much about it, or wanted some of that help in getting into Scrum and wanted to know what the job was actually instead of what they thought it was or what people have told them that it was. I saw there was a lack of empathetic coaching with people. It was a lot of um it was just a lack of empathy with a lot of coaches that I saw on Clubhouse, and I felt like that was a great avenue for me to jump into because I've worked with children for so long and I understand how it is to deal with people that don't have a lot of confidence in themselves and what it would take to build that confidence up. So I jumped into it and I absolutely fell in love with it. It grew to the point where I have a lot of people that I've helped and coached and talked to, and some of my students are so successful now. I ask them, let me get $1, some, and I definitely am very proud of the students that I've helped, and I'm still eager to help more students and more people. Um, and like I said, ever since then, I've been helping people transition into Scrum. I've been helping people get more confident when they go into their interviews. I've helped people for sure get into a job and be able to bring value to that company from day one and start being that thought leader at that company to where you're the resource now and not someone that's just asking and meddling through the first 6 months of their job. You're able to go in, and a lot of my students are able to go in and make impact with their companies really quickly and really efficiently. And with that, that's what I do. And that's how I've gotten to this place. That's how I've gotten to this podcast to reach out to more and more people. And I want to meet more people. I want to help more people. I want to help more Scrum Masters gain that confidence, especially Scrum Masters that look like me, especially Scrum Masters that have come from different backgrounds. I think it takes special people to do our job. Think it takes even more special people to excel in our job. And I feel like all companies and all places need Scrum Masters. If I had a Scrum Master as a teacher, I probably wouldn't have left teaching. Um, so I'm very big on getting the right people into this position and getting those people that really want to help people create change, help people improve, help processes improve for people, help people love to go to work every day, help people love to do great things for their company. Um, that's what I'm here to do. And that is my background. So, I'm coming here for you there. If you want to tap in with me or tap in with anything that I'm doing here with the Scrum Buddies podcast, please follow us on YouTube. You can become a subscriber to this channel. I would love that. Leave comments below so we can interact together. Follow us on Instagram at Scrum Buddies Pod. We're on Threads. We're on Twitter. We're on what else? Soon to be on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn as well, Duane Hill Jr. Find me there on LinkedIn as well. And yeah, let's have a conversation. Let's talk. Until next time, if you have questions, feel free to send them to me. We'll talk about them here. And I hope to see y'all soon. I hope to see y'all again. So for all my people in the Scrum Base podcast room, for y'all here, I say peace and I will see y'all later. Bye.